Hey tennis fans, I'm Grace Carter and this is Tennis Now presented by Tennis Express. Tennis Express, get free shipping and free 365 days to return on most orders. We are just days away from the start of the Australian Open and players are hitting the practice courts, tuning up for Melbourne. So to help prepare you for the season's first Grand Slam, we're going to look at who's missing and what's at stake. Two-time former champion Victoria Azarenka, who gave birth to her beautiful baby boy Leo just last month, is going to miss Melbourne as she enjoys life as a new mom. Juan Martín del Potro helped lead Argentina to its first Davis Cup championship in history last November, but the ATP Comeback Player of the Year is going to skip the year's first slam because he wants to focus on regaining full fitness. Del Po won his first title in nearly 3 years in Stockholm. That was back in October, and he is intent on improving in 2017, aiming to launch his return at Delray Beach next month.
Keep improving my backhand a little more, and that's what I need to keep winning trophies.
Juan Martín is also unlikely to play when Argentina launches its Davis Cup title defense against Italy on February 3rd in Buenos Aires. Former world number one Maria Sharapova opened the year with a great beach vacation. The 2008 Australian Open champion is sidelined as she continues serving a doping suspension. A four-time Australian Open finalist, Maria is eligible to return to tournament tennis on April 26th. That's in time for Roland Garros. The absence of Maria and Vika, two of the louder shriekers on the WTA Tour, may well make for a quieter Melbourne experience. We'll see. The offseason brought some good news and bad news for Madison Keys. Here's the good news. Madison reunited with coach and former world number one Lindsay Davenport. The bad news? The world number 8 underwent what she called minor arthroscopic surgery on her left wrist and will miss Melbourne 2 years after she reached the Final Four down under. Big serving Kevin Anderson took to Twitter to announce that he is withdrawing due to injury. 2013 Australian Open semifinalist Sloane Stephens has stepped out of Oz, nursing a left foot injury. Ana Ivanovic, the 2008 Australian Open runner-up to Maria Sharapova, announced her retirement from tennis after Christmas, concluding 12 consecutive Australian Open appearances. Former Wimbledon finalist Sabine Lisicki is out of Oz due to a shoulder injury. Australian men's number 4 John Millman was forced out of his home major with a left hip injury. Millman's departure gives young American Jared Donaldson a spot in the main draw. So lots of favorites are going to be missing. Too bad for the fans. But we look forward to several potential Australian Open milestones. Let's start with Serena Williams, who is chasing an Open-era record 23rd Grand Slam title in Melbourne. Serena is a 6-time Australian Open champion and was runner-up to Angelique Kerber in the 2016 final. 5-time Australian Open finalist Andy Murray will play this Grand Slam tournament as the world number 1, pursuing his first Melbourne title. Could we see a Murray double down under? Older brother Jamie Murray and his partner Bruno Suarez will try to become the first men's doubles team to successfully defend the title since the Bryan brothers did it back in 2011. Reigning Australian Open champion Novak Djokovic is going to play for a record 7th Australian Open championship. Nole, who defeated Andy Murray to defend his Doha title, is bidding to break the record for most Oz Open titles. He currently shares that record with Aussie legend Roy Emerson. Fresh off his return at Hopman Cup, Roger Federer will contest his 18th consecutive Australian Open, playing for his first Grand Slam title since the 2012 Wimbledon and his first Melbourne final since winning his 4th Australian Open back in 2010. Former number 1 Leighton Hewitt is the last Australian man to reach the singles final, falling to Marat Safin in the 2005 title match. Way back in 1976, world number 212, Mark Edmondson, shocked the world, beating Ken Roswell and John Newcombe in succession to win the Australian Open crown. He remains the last Aussie man to triumph on home soil. So will either of Australia's top 2 ranked men, Nick Kyrgios or Bernard Tomic, make a final run? We'll have to wait and see. And 20 years after Martina Hingis won the first of her 5 Australian Open doubles titles, she will try to defend Oz with a different partner. You'll remember Martina and Sonia Mirza won the Australian Open doubles title last year. Now the two have gone their separate ways. Sonia is playing with Barbara Streisova and Martina is playing with American Coco Vandeweghe. And keep in mind, Martina is the last woman to win back-to-back Oz Open doubles titles with 2 different partners. We'll have our eyes on her. That's the news for now, everybody. I'm Grace Carter. See you next time here on Tennis Now.